Hello and welcome to the GameGrin Weekly News Roundup, the show that many are calling YouTube's answer to Andy Peters in the broom cupboard. I am your host, Dominoid, and I'll be curating this collection of curiosities from the last 7 days in the world of gaming. So without any unnecessary delay, let's get straight on with it just after that intro music. First up then, after a decade in partnership with UEFA for the official UEFA Champions League rights, Konami will be ending their allegiance after this season's final in Kyiv. A spokesman for Konami stated that this year we will shift our focus into other areas. We will continue to explore alternative ways UEFA and Konami can continue to work together as our relationship remains strong. Whether this means that we'll be seeing Dwayne Mooney, Hammy Cave, and Bobby Lebowski in the next game, or whether PES will just simply become a thing of the past, is yet to be confirmed. But if there's one thing that we do know, it's that we don't really know anything just yet. Expect further announcements in the future, though, and expect to hear about them right here and on GameGrin.com. And PES fans aren't the only ones disappointed last week, as there were some bad news for Switch owners looking to get their posteriors handed to them. The remake of Dark Souls, bound for the console, has been delayed. It was expected on the 25th of May, but that's been moved to a rather indeterminate date of summer when it will launch alongside the Amiibo. Still, it's probably about the right time of year to praise the sun. Those waiting for the game, though, on PC, Xbox One and PS4, they won't have to wait any longer, though, as their version is still on target for the 25th of May. If you've yet to ditch your Wii U, though, for a Switch, then there is a new game for you coming out in the form of old-school arcade shooter Shadow Archery. This on-rails type shooter uses the Wii screen or Wiimotes to play it like a light gun title, and it is currently available in the US for just one single solitary dollar. If, however, you are in Europe and that sounds like a little too much to pay for a Wii U title, then you can also get it for free in the first week after it releases shortly on these shores. Another retro-styled game now, and around a year after the initial teaser trailer was released, we have had some gameplay footage from the highly anticipated Graveyard Keeper. Now, this retro-styled game is clearly inspired by a similarly named title of yesteryear from Bullfrog, but it does do things a bit differently by adding in a healthy dose of good old capitalism into the mix. You'll be choosing exactly what kind of meat will be going into the hot dogs, which body parts of the recently deceased ones to sell on, and how much space to dedicate to the dignified burial of people's loved ones. Spoiler alert, probably not actually that much. As well as the gameplay footage, TinyBuild have announced an alpha program, with keen players able to express their interest in the game on the company's website right now for a chance to play it earlier than everyone else. From alphas to betas now, and Monster Hunter-inspired PC title Dauntless. Now, this loving tribute to the long-running series may have lost a little bit of its shine after the announcement of a genuine Monster Hunter title on the PC, but that hasn't stopped developer Phoenix Labs pushing the ambitious title along in its development, and it is now set for an open worldwide beta next month, with the 24th of May being the big day that you can get your hands on the free-to-play title if you weren't lucky enough to get a closed beta key last year. Now, with a full release expected sometime in 2018, the race is on to see if Dauntless beats Monster Hunter to the punch when it too releases in the second half of the year. Keep your eyes peeled on GameGrin.com for more news on that. And also coming in 2018 is the return of a PC gaming legend. It's been a while since we've seen a new Serious Sam title, with the bombastic shooter keeping a place in the hearts of PC gamers who like their shooters with a bit less story and a bit more ridiculousness. Finally, though, fans of the series are being treated in a new game in the form of Serious Sam Planet Badass. With a full reveal coming at E3 this year, you can expect to see more of the title as 2018 chugs along. But for now, check out the short and sweet title featuring Sam, his touring bike, and a bucket load of zombies. To finish up, here's 3 short news stories that will take you less time to digest than it takes me to get lost in an open world game. And if you've ever seen one of my streams, then you will know how long that isn't. Nintendo recently released a new trailer for Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition. Specifically, it was the first in their character highlight series of trailers. The Big N showed off some of the game's cutscenes, as well as a collection of the characters we can expect to see in the game, such as Link, Impa, Linkle, and Zelda herself. The game launches worldwide on the Switch on the 18th of May. MechWarrior Online has received a brand new launch trailer for its upcoming new patch entitled Solaris 7. This latest patch will introduce a brand new mode, pitting players against each other in 1v1 and 2v2 matches, with the player gaining currency and reputation if they triumph. In addition to allowing players to take part in these battles, the patch also allows players to spectate the battles, making the mode even more accessible. And finally, 2 new trailers were released for Atlus's upcoming rhythm games, Persona 5 Dancing Star Night and Persona 3 Dancing Moon Night, demonstrating the opening sequences for both games. The pair will both be available on the 24th of May in Japan, with a worldwide version of them being expected eventually. So that is all that we have time for this week. Thank you very much for being here, and as always, we appreciate any likes, subscriptions, follows, and comments that you may wish to bestow on us, depending on what your platform and preference is. Next week, TGK will be back, and he'll have some tasty treats for you as always, possibly accompanied by some gaming news. Remember, we stream most evenings at 8 PM on Twitch, and you can find us on your major social media platform of choice. I have been your host, Dominoid, and I will see you soon. But until next time, game on.